Good evening and welcome to Psychic of the Plans Month Ahead Yearly Review. Is there anything else I can tag into this video? I don't know. Psychic that loses his mind. Hello, Miss Brenda. How are you?
Hey, there you go. Hey, Brenda.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, so we moved this show to being a monthly show where we take a look at the month ahead. We go through take a look at the psychic planning month. But I thought we'd first do the year review since you guys wanted to see the planners that I had gone through this year. I'm going to show you my new planning system for the continual future until I get tired of it. And then who knows where we'll go from there.
Oh, good deal.
Yes.
Should be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's pop that up and let's go to this one. All right, so first we'll take a look at not my new planning system. For someone keeps yelling at me, that's 27 planners. How can you all you do is spend time in your planner? That's cute. This damn camera, and I don't like that one. This one we like. We'll go with this one.
All right.
So I just pulled them out of the bookshelf. Didn't really lay them out in order, so let's open them up and take a look and see how we went throughout the year. Because we switched planning systems, goal systems, all throughout the year. So here's January. Open it up. It was a nice, comfy month, Nice monthly overview. We are, first steps of January, working on the goals, the budget.
Absolutely. Like January was off to a good start over there.
Yep, we are a happy classic planner with daily site happy classic pages that were driving me bonkers, and here's why: they never fit where I need them to be at. I always had to modify. Of course, there are days that there is nothing because I just didn't need it. Other days that are overloaded. And it looks like we quickly probably abandoned them.
Yeah, you were getting frustrated pretty quick.
Yeah. There's the daily pages. We did our dailies. We took our sugars. Oh, that's that retro spread I done. I actually liked that.
Oh, it is very cute. I remember that one. That was very awesome.
It was. But again, not decorating a daily, but maybe not using it. Getting annoyed with the daily stickers because I like my black and gold. We're still using the weeklies. Loving the weeklies. And the dailies as needed. And second planner of January, which I believe was the house planner. Yep, house planner.
Woot woot.
Woot woot. Didn't do much with her. We're not going to look in the journal. At this time, we were using 3 planners. Weekly forecasts. Everything I get done in a day, and that'll probably get moved into my new planning system. These things right here. These are the things you go in and you pull out those so that you know that you have them because they need to go into your commonplace notebook because these are things you'll refer to and you don't need to rewrite. Then we moved into February, which I like. I like this plan. I like the way we were doing these. You have to barely say sorry. There we go. This was a lot of work to keep up with.
Yeah, we had some really long shows.
We had some really long shows. We had some really long work.
I mean, they're very pretty pages, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But there was a lot going on to every single page.
Right. Every page was valuable. Every page is valuable. And this is what I needed at the time. Now, granted, let me point out, that's also unmedicated ADHD at its finest. If you make it look pretty, it'll keep me into my attention.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, do you feel like those sometimes you just got lost in the pretty and it didn't keep the it kept the attention?
It kept the attention, but
did it actually like help? Or was it just like, here's a lot of me focusing on this page and writing out what I ought to be doing?
Well,
and then I'm just curious. I'm not accusing. I'm just curious.
No, like every bit of the tools I needed, but I didn't need them in the way it is. And you'll see what I mean when I show you my new planning system.
Mm-hmm.
But no, so January, we are busting at the seams with psychic work and keeping everything in order and just hanging on for dear life. And come February, it's the same routine. And when I mean hanging on for dear life, there were days that I was sitting here not making pretty plans. This is another retro spread. But working crazy hours and up and down and back and forth and 4 hours here, 5 hours here, and then punching in all this extra activity to make it work.
Oh yeah. All the things.
Making money, but really am I doing much? And of course, then we go to the house planner in February.
And I think your Temu order for the really cool stickers came in.
Yeah. Yep. That's when the Temu order came in. We tried this and just trying to keep up with it. And of course, some journaling occurred. We liked our journaling, but these daily task pages was literally what was holding me on at the rails.
Yeah.
Keeping everything in order. Action steps. Working through my goals. All right. So that is January, February. I know this is later in the year. And then we're in March. And March is when we started looking at can we get me consistently on a monthly schedule? And income and goals, doing the goals, working the goals, and the goals work. I am now, as of this morning, 212 pounds. I actually got 8 hours sleep and, handling it. We're still struggling with these daily pages.
Okay.
This was the book. I'd done one sticker book a month that month, and I really liked that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had a blast with that one.
Yeah. But started growing out of the task list because they became habits. That's that Gantt list that had to get done. Still journaling out my weekly reviews, daily worksheets, weekly plan. And this is probably where I started going into just the weekly plan and the task, daily worksheet. And apparently I was sick all week.
Well, and that was part of it too.
Yes. Like we struggled this year. Yep. Sick most of the week.
Yeah, like February to like April, you were. Ooh.
Yeah. Like I was doing good to hold everything together.
Or down.
Well, both. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
So, and then I went into some dashboard planning. This looks like the house plan that was in dashboard. All right. Let's see what this little jewel has in it. Oh, this is June. Getting very rigid with the house tasks, the manifestation notebook. Really starting to build out of that happy planner era into the manifestation experience, which worked. Doing my own daily pages, and this is when things start pulling themselves together in my mind. Granted, there's a lot of pre-login, things are pre-printed. I think this was just a lot of writing. Like, I don't think I've done much deco, except maybe the daily pages.
No. Yeah, those when you were, I think just decoing your month.
I think just my month and my weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah. August. Oh, this is when I got into Sharon Cannon's, what is it called? HB90 system. And was using it and writing the goals out and trying to make this system work, which I love her goal system.
It's not when you got into it, it's when you tried to integrate the two.
Right. And I love her goal system. This is when we done the vertical scheduling. I technically love her system. I, however, do not love her calendar.
That's fair.
And what I mean by that is the goal setting system works. The compound board system works. What doesn't work is calendars that have dates missing. All right. See, HB90 goal. And then this, I think it's just the total goal workload. It looks like it, because I only spent a few, this is September goals, August reflections. Yep, this is just the goal system, nothing more. It works well. I will say that. Oh, nope, we did use it a few weeks in a big planner in September.
Yeah, you were having a moment there, like maybe if you went big, it would help.
And give me more room.
Yeah.
We're still struggling, muggling. All right.
Yeah, Brenda says you don't have a normal 9 to 5 Monday through Friday life. Calendars that fit are difficult.
They are. Oh, no, this is my tarot workbook. Okay.
Yeah, tarot workbook. Woot.
We'll put that back on the shelf. Oh. All right.
Important, but not for this.
Yes.
But a reminder, you can use a disc-bound system for anything you want to.
Exactly. Workbooks, planning systems.
And I will say for like it's got to be the ultimate in like teacher moment. But honest to God, the disc bound system is really nice for when you need to lay something flat and just like focus on a page.
Right. All right. So I think this is just a notebook.
Yay.
So we saw in September, I had basically about wall sit. And what I mean by wall sit was gotten so annoyed with it that I was ready to give the hell up. I mean, there's other examples. I just want to look for any pretty I've gotten in here. So that was April.
Aww.
Anything worth? But no, Sarah Cannon's system is lovely. If you are an author, if you are a creator, aka psychic, the problem is the planner and the calendar system doesn't work. All right, so this is April. And we went golden techie. And I'm still having to insert these sheets because I can't get everything here in this, because this wasn't functional for anybody.
Right.
like, unless I'm staying at home and just got 2 kids to raise and got to remember when the PTO bitch fest is. This is when I done the inlay and inlet the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that one. And then this is the big plan daily pages that we've done. And I love these like black and white things that just look like doodles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you really got into the black and white stickers.
I did.
They are nice.
They are nice. And again, you know, this is when I done Delta in the Hills, and there's the simple blue and whites. And of course, just a bigger version of the list. And I think this was like so Joe didn't have to cut things and all that.
Well, you were also going through a testing phase.
Right.
Like normally when you go through testing pages, you go back to like full-size prints.
Right. Because I'm trying
and,
to
like,
create what I need.
Yeah, and single-sided pages and leaving yourself some room to be like, that didn't work.
Yep. And planning around it because, guys, if I don't have a plan, we're screwed. All right. So this is another goals workbook that I've done. Candle Magic Beginner's Workbook Course. Task, numerology, laying this out. This is back when I was working at getting modern spiritual. This is actually more of a project book. Those classes uploaded and built and designed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which they have collections on Patreon. And I think that's where the classes are going to live, is on Patreon. That way the Patreons can go ahead and just go through them when they want to. Everything will be in that collection.
Mm-hmm. Which is always awesome.
Right. All right. I think this... Oh, we are back at the beginning. All right. Let's see if we got any Q1 goals. Write a book, double my income.
Well, you wrote on the book.
Huh?
You wrote on
the book. But this ideal day, wake up at 1 p.m., go to bed at 6 a.m. Yeah.
Some things shifted.
Yeah. A lot of things shifted. Working out your priorities list. Like I said, this system is fabulous, especially if you don't know how to work through a goal matrix or understand things. It is fabulous. All right. So we're going to set the discount system aside for a little while. Because I was all ready to do December's. And of course, we took a backflip, turn flip, round circle.
Pretty much.
What's that mean? That means Ace inserted some projects. Those projects don't exactly fit into that planning system.
Nope. And that's okay.
Yep. Let me put that up there, guys. So,
and you can tell he loves his clearance items.
yes, I do, especially for those notebooks.
Yeah. That was a weird Walmart choice.
It was. It was.
Like, those were some really nice notebooks. I can't believe they clearanced them out.
All right, so what is Aeson actually using? He is using the Planning with Lakin weekly system with a monthly overview. No, I have not planned my December. No, we will not be planning my December today. This is just show and tell. And then just breaking my days down vertically long ways. And that would, all it is what am I doing this week?
Mm-hmm.
So, with a monthly, I am either here or I'm not here. Plan.
Very solid. Very solid.
Yes. and it sits over here, and everyone can see, so I don't have 40 whiteboards up tracking everything.
Does help and frees up wall space.
Yes. Joe isn't scared to walk through and touch the wall and possibly erase a whole project.
I know, right?
And I'm not joking. Sticky notes don't hold onto plaster that well, guys.
No, they don't.
And then this is my daily runner. It was just my personal planner, and I was just keeping things personally in here. But one, planning with Lake and Pages work perfectly in here. And we use those for a moment with some sticker inks and highlighting. And then we got a little bit more detailed. We have a weekly overview. It's not in detail. Come back to it. There we go. It's not in detail. Then I'm back to my traditional scheduler that turns into looking like this. That can turn into, see if there's a day I can share, or if that day got pulled out. But this is a 6-ring binder. We are back to the 6-ring. This is what I was using when I met Joe.
Mm-hmm. We've come full circle. Which, by the way, we made those dividers. You can't buy those.
Yeah, you can't buy those. You have to see Joe and beg him pretty please, because I think he was ready to murder me when we built them.
They weren't so bad. But yeah, a lot went into those. Like the ones we ended up doing were not so bad.
Right.
Our original plan, which was cute. It was adorably cute. Didn't work.
No.
And it didn't work spectacularly bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are version 2.0.
Right.
Of the dividers.
Yes. And I'd love to have version 3.0.
Oh, okay.
That is just 12 tabs.
Well, you know, there is that. Could be done. So instead of a padded room, I'm picturing all walls and ceiling made of whiteboard. Basically where we got to about middle of this year.
I don't know, September-ish?
It was a little earlier in September. But yeah, it was at peak.
Right.
Yeah. It's like everything is a compound board or a whiteboard.
Right.
And it's just like, okay.
Yeah. So we're moving into December. This has weekly pages in it for when I need weeklies. They have pretty little stickers. I did do a little deco. My little heart loves it. I will probably do more deco, and I might shoot some pictures and share it in Patreon as I do that. But, this is all I got to worry about is what's on these 4 corners. I can put my to-do list down. My schedule will go in here after we get done. I just woke up. I set this in the morning. Even though I do the worksheet to lay my week out, that doesn't mean that's what today is going to look like.
Nope. It looks like what it's going to look like. So I find it interesting, though. You've kind of moved into this idea that I was talking about at one point, is that like my day, like I can build a day plan. That's not my problem. Career-wise, professionally, building that plan doesn't have a high success rate because I end up working to some degree at the whim of client problems.
Well, mine isn't client problems. Mine is project problems. What I mean by that is we now co-own a Sims. I DJ professionally in the Sims. We have, all right. So as of this morning, there were 3 courses launched. I'm doing 3 podcasts. I'm doing 2 shows. Podcaster shows are different. I've got to keep up with everybody in the rentals. I've got to keep up with the Sims reset and all that stuff. I have 4 networks and a new network coming. There's an exquisite experience coming that'll be launching, hopefully by the 15th. I'm running 2 psychic organizations and aiming for a 3rd.
Oh, there you go.
That gets a little much.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so, but Aeson, where are you keeping all the other stuff? We're launching I'm starting a new commonplace notebook. This is where I put my brain at. The idea is called a second brain. This is fucking lovely.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I'm doing that is I filled up the other one. So it's time for a new brain. Budget. That's what this one's going to be. I'll lay down the December budget in here. I also keep a worksheet. The reason for the worksheet and the paper written budget is because they both work together.
Oh, good deal.
Yep. And then projects. Every project has its own damn notebook. You know, Belkin in the Forest, Pagan Pride, Life's a Beach. Maybe we'll have a beach trip.
Mm-hmm. That could be great for Second Life.
Oh, yeah. You know, keeping up with that because I've got to have a Christmas bash. And, you know, when we got this, I didn't know what the damn purpose of this sim was. Like, what am I going to do with this?
Yeah.
For a party.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
That tracks into this is like we got pulled in sideways.
Right.
Like this was supposed to be help, we're broke.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, okay, we'll throw in some money. It's not like the end of the world. Like, we'll help. And then it all kind of devolved quickly into, well, we have total responsibility for a sim now.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have that anywhere on the 2024 plan.
Wasn't on my 24 plan. Didn't have a post-it note on the project board. Did I have hopes of? Hi, grandson. Did I have hopes that I would open a Sims eventually and run it the way I wanted it to, and it would be simple? Yes. Mm-hmm. You know, that manifesting planner I created is in our Patreon if you want to use it. Be damn careful what you write.
Yeah, be specific. Be specific.
Yes.
I'm starting to wonder what you spelled on the page for this to, like, what was her name? The aunt from Bewitched that was always...
hello, pain in the ass. Goodbye, pain in the ass.
Oh, sorry, grandson. Away you go. But no, what was it? Oh, come on. I can't even think of her name. Bewitched, the aunt that always was just a little...
Auntie M and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that.
Glenda. Yeah, you know who I mean. So yeah, what did you spell on it?
I did.
Because it seems like everything that you wrote in there went a little doing.
No.
Clara, thank you, Aunt
Yeah.
Clara. Poor Aunt Clara. Like, I don't know. I don't mean it totally screwed up or went horribly wrong. That wasn't exactly what, like, that's not what I mean. I mean, everything went a little just off.
Right. Well, no, what I wrote was I will have my own Sims with a lovely club of the palace and my own office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not quite what you meant.
Yeah.
I mean, you do.
Yep.
But not quite what you meant. Definitely not when you meant it.
Exactly. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a griefer.
Yeah, we got a griefer. He didn't get the gong, though. He just got kicked out for a bad comment. Like, dude, come up with something more original. One, I don't have a microscope up here.
Yeah, Brenda's with me. Yeah, Clara's magic worked just a bit differently than planned.
Right, and that's the way manifestation works. The universe goes, oh, you want a Sims? Let's create the path of least resistance for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, yep, you got everything you wanted.
Yep. So, yes,
Not
that will be the new plan. This is how I'm running things. This is the workhorse. The planner is the planner. This is the workhorse. Like, I have a party tonight I got to do. I have, oh, hell, let's just do this. All right. Where's my blue? Damn cat.
Oh, yeah. Brenda points out the universe is usually very literal.
Right. So, my own office and Ona Sims apparently was in the same box.
Uh-huh. Yep. All
right, so we're doing the month ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Then 8 o'clock, I've got Fire Island. Which, if you're in SL, come join me, DJ Aeson. Come as you are. We will have some fun.
Yep, naked, furry, or otherwise.
Don't care. Vampires, as long as you can behave.
Just don't be a child. Literally or figuratively.
Exactly.
Don't be a child.
Which, if you're watching this, why? And then, I want to try to do the gym today because I want to get it in 3 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do a calm routine. I've got to day 2 the class. And I've got to check the Wicca reset. All right. So, let's talk about these classes and then we'll go over to Joe. And then I normally do a line across and a line down.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I make notes of my day. This is where I will make like notations on calm routine. And this is if I've got to remember that I've got to do something that needs to go forward for tomorrow. So this is notes. This is tomorrow. Like I need to order meds tomorrow.
Yay.
And then like notes, maybe I've got to go and check the website, make sure everything updated. I'll put that here. Other than because it's more than a 5-minute task. There we go. So that's what my day normally looks like, and then I can go in with some stickers when and if I care to. I'm not forcing myself to redirect myself every time. I'm not using shiny to catch me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, you're not having to like do things to force your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is great. All right. So that's my month in review, my year in review, and what I'm doing now.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let's pop in the Joe. There we go.
All right. So I'm actually looking at December, and of course we've got my general flat version. Mm-hmm. Mine's less interesting. Like I've been using the one planner all year long.
Mm-hmm.
I've done some design changes, but that's not really been. I mean, I've been following kind of a formula with it.
Right.
So yeah, most of it's pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
As in, like, it's, I mean, like, we can look through. I don't mind to.
Okay. Well, it's just like reviewing.
Yeah. So January we started off. We were still coming off of last year, and so I was using a lot more of the decor, and so we had some bigger pages there, some prettier pages. I actually started January with looks like a no look.
Right.
Either that or I've had a saving problem. So we did some different things. We started making things a little prettier.
Mm-hmm.
While we were working through the first part of January, we built some pages here, started building. So then we kind of come over into February. I'm starting to back out of putting all the pretty. So we've still got a little bit. I'm still using the stickers, but I'm starting to back down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But then our weeks got really pretty for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is kind of where I went formulaic.
Right.
This was like V1 of the formula page and what things I wanted to cover, uncover,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of, did my page and then carried it for, I think, at least a week. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This is when I went to weekly pages.
Right.
So all the, so February we got really pretty. And then March, I apparently had a moment and was like, we're going to do some more stickers.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we kind of get in there, and you can see that's when we got really formulaic on the decor.
Right.
And it's like pretty much the same thing, just, we switch up the stickers, but fundamentally we're covering the same places. We're doing about the same thing.
Right.
So that's what those start looking like.
Mm-hmm.
April, I think, was my last hurrah on doing the big stickered month.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
And then totally started to back off of the weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then the daily again. And I think here was one of the moments where I kind of went for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I didn't. I hadn't done that yet. Okay. So, yeah, we're still doing weekly changes. So you get a few different looks for the week. Like, you get the week and then the week changes.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Yeah, but you're still leaving sections that don't work for you in there.
Right. Well, yeah, there was still time there. May was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's so loaded. So we didn't even try.
Right.
Really. And yeah, so we're still doing this. Everything's still going good. We get into June. We had a lot of plans for June, and June just kept going sideways on us.
Right.
Like, the more we tried to do in June, the less things we got done.
Right.
So yeah, June was wild. So yeah. But this is where I'm kind of locked in for a while with the same look. And I think I used this for the whole month of June.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, you start seeing the whole month looks the same.
Right.
So then we go to July. July was another just like, Jesus Christ, let us off the treadmill. Because it's about how July felt. Like, we did do a lot in July. So yeah. But you can kind of see I dropped the stickers by July.
Yeah.
For the month and the week.
Mm-hmm.
And then I carried the same look through, I think, most of July.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I started swapping again. And I carried for a while, and things were going good. August was a little less crazy, but still had some things going on. Every time I think it's the last hurrah of the sticker week, I do it.
Yeah.
But it's only for like a week, and then it's like, why did I do that?
All right.
And again, started carrying the single design for a little bit longer, then switch it up and kind of keep rolling forward. Stop doing all the switch arounds. This is probably one that I liked it when I made it, and then I really started to hate it.
Right.
So yeah, there was a lot of things going on with it. So that gets us into September.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, September's where I think about everything went sideways for me. It wasn't a busy month, but we had just come off of like 3 months that were like,
Yeah.
like how much more can we do? And then yeah, that was when I started really having some issues.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, there's a lot missing in September. Like I was already exhausted when I went in. I remember barely getting this design put together, and like we did the show, and I started struggling.
Right.
And like I was doing my best, but I was slowly losing energy through September.
Right.
And then so we got to October, a little bit of a busy month. I was trying to figure out what my problem was, and was still doing kind of the bare basics.
Mm-hmm.
Just get me through. Just get me through the day. Just get me through.
Right.
And was still kind of, I don't know what this
Struggling.
is. Then we had then in here, I don't think it was quite that. No, I guess it was about that early. So yeah, we kind of started helping out with the sim, and then the sim took us over right there. I think what was it, the last of October?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, I'm just running through the day as hard as I can.
Right.
So then yeah, we get to November.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully, we didn't have a whole lot going on in November, at least planned.
Right.
Not that we didn't have stuff come up. We switched out the menu system and, make it simple, stupid.
Right.
Like pre-make the choice, go with the choice, live with the choice, die by the choice.
Which
so
we
again,
almost did.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about that on here.
I know. Well, we haven't been back in a month.
I know.
So yeah, if you only watch Psychic That Plans, you don't know what I've been talking about with like the loss of energy and all that. So the quick version of that is, turns out, I've probably had a folate deficiency for years, and when I lovingly joined Aeson on his gluten-free journey, I basically like Thelma and Louise off a cliff on that folate problem.
Right.
So by the time we got the blood work done, because I was exhausted and just like trying to get my day together and the day that I was having in the week, and remember, because anyone who's had a folate deficiency, I'm quickly learning, oh my God, it's like someone cuts your IQ in half.
Mm-hmm.
It's like low energy, and I like zombie apocalypse brain matter.
Right.
Trying to go through my day. So took me forever. Finally got my blood work done, and that's when we found that out. And it's like, oh, all right. Well, what does that mean? I've never heard of this before. Didn't know that was a thing. I thought that was just for like pregnant women and people who drink too much. And I'm like, I don't think Aeson's knocked me up. And I do good to have a drink or two every like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's as far as I usually go. So like, and that's almost a gunpoint. Like I've been a long time between.
Right.
Like, because like New Year's 2020, this is going to be amazing. Foreshadowing, it was not. Like, and then what was it? I didn't.
Aw.
The baby would be adorable with you too. Oh,
And a menace to society. But anyhow,
I know we could use the Inquirer money.
they don't pay that well.
Don't knock it till you get the check.
Lifetime, baby, lifetime. Give me a call.
But yeah, no. So anyway, there was a lot going into that.
Right. So he goes back to having a folic acid supplement and needing to have folic acid in his diet.
Yep.
And I'm still getting sick every 4 to 5 days.
Yeah.
We're doing everything that we can imaginably think of that could be causing me gluten. You know, every restaurant in the world cannot be getting this wrong. Every situation, you know, he can't be making mistakes cooking that much. So we have had to split our kitchen.
Yeah, that's what we basically figured out, is that like residual gluten is now a problem for him.
Yeah.
Like co-baking, like cross-contamination cooking is a problem. Sharing plates, knives, forks, spoons, mixware, cookware doesn't work for him.
Right.
So we are now the house divided in the kitchen.
Yes.
So yeah, it's been interesting.
Yep.
It's been interesting.
It's been interesting. He gets his meals, I get my meals.
Yeah. So to keep it simple, I think we're still trying to follow it. So, like we're trying to get back there. We just have to figure out.
Yeah.
One, we've got to bring him up to a point in which he has cookware to cover that.
Yeah.
Because right now, like it's a small growing collection. Because we didn't want to do the let's pull the ripcord and just we're gonna take like $500 and go replace everything.
Right.
But I think the saddest moment for you was finding out that you and Cast Iron were no longer friends.
No, we had to have a divorce.
Yeah. I thought you might want to take a moment and talk about that, because that's significant.
Yeah, I'm now cooking in aluminum. For the moment. I can't do cast iron because cast iron absorbs gluten like a fucking magnet, apparently. And the cookware I had was more than 60 years old that had flour and every form of gluten ever imaginable cooked in it.
Yeah. It's basically going to be cookware that holds.
Yeah.
Because the cleaning,
right.
For it, because you have the major burn, where you burn everything off, and I'm sure it's clean then.
Right.
But to actually go through the process of doing the major reburn, reseason every time you use it, is like that's not the deal.
No.
Because that's one I've never heard it quite said, but I figure that it's got to be hard on the cookware to do it every single time you use it.
You're only supposed to do that every year. You go to a bonfire, throw your cast iron in, and burn it up.
Yeah. Like burn everything off of it, sterilize it, clean it off. It's totally clean. Then you got to re-season.
Yep.
So coat with oil, put it in the oven, coat with oil, put it back in the oven, coat with oil, put it back in the oven, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Right.
And to imagine that, like, I cooked 2 eggs, and now
I can do that with new cast iron. New cast iron that would only be gluten free. There's no way I can totally do the burn without electrolysis to also do the neutralization of the iron to make it totally gluten free.
Right.
So that means rebuying every piece of cast iron I had in my kitchen,
while simultaneously trying to find real cast iron, not aluminum knockoff.
finding real cast iron, not steel knockoffs.
Oh, steel knockoff, excuse me.
Right.
Yeah, because the steel we've already learned, because we got some by accident. We were buying cast iron. It said cast iron.
Mm-hmm.
It was not cast iron.
Yeah,
that was an experience.
Sorry, including the rest of yours. Yeah, so I would need a new set that only I use.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So getting him there. Right now, it's just getting him out of the danger zone in which he can literally fry an egg without hurting himself.
Right. So I spent $25 at the Family Dollar, grabbed me a set of college student cookware, and it's working fine. I haven't been sick in over 2 weeks.
Yeah. So it's gone really, really well.
It has. It's gone really well. These are the things you learn. It is now apparent, note the weight loss, and it's not from being sick. It's from my body adjusting to not being poisoned every time you eat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which has had multiple positive effects.
Yes.
Like now keep in mind, this is not medical advice. This is not in lieu of medical treatment for a condition. But
mm-hmm.
Because you still have your Trulicity, you still have your metformin.
Mm-hmm.
The both I think have come down.
Both have been cut in half. And now metformin is only if my numbers are higher.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're like overall though, a lot of a lot of your diabetic problems
mm-hmm.
are dissipating both with weight loss, which we will more than happily attribute some of that to Trulicity.
Mm-hmm.
But comparatively, that's happening a lot faster now.
Right.
That you're not like routinely glutening yourself, throwing yourself into the inflamed condition.
Right.
Of an allergic reaction.
Right. And Brenda brings up even the bigger effect here.
Yep. All that inflammation, you affect your other problems. I know arthritis can be affected by inflammation.
Yes. So I now, instead of living on 2 pain pills and 4 muscle relaxers a day, occasionally taking muscle relaxers and pain pills.
Mm-hmm. Occasionally. Yeah. So a lot better results across the board. I think it really was like the key in the lock that was like, your health problems are all tied back to this one thing that's been going wrong forever.
Yes.
Like you just perpetually kept yourself in a sensitivity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now the problems it's created, I can take.
Yeah, he was doing the cane for a while and is back to hiking. Yep.
I still keep my cane. I have a lovely collection of canes because I spent 2 years on a cane.
Mm-hmm. And I have to go back and ask there, was that when you were eating so much pizza?
Yeah.
Because I know there was a comment made that like you and the Invisible, when like early in that relationship, not necessarily at the beginning, but early in the relationship, you were trying to accommodate their food preference. And like that's why now it's like don't offer Aeson pizza.
I have pizza
Like,
on Friday.
yeah, he has pizza once a week. It's like he's Catholic, and pepperoni is acceptable.
Right.
Like, but no, he shows up once a week for pizza. That's it. He's done for the week. It's like,
Right.
that's it. But there was a point there that like you were doing lots of pizza and pepperoni rolls and and trying to have that shared meal experience. Because Invisible's diet is a whole other topic for never another show.
Right.
But suffice it to say, it very much a pizza-oriented life form.
Right.
So you were trying to meet there for that, and like I don't think it could have gone worse for you.
See,
like I'm
right,
mean,
but there's a lot of things that have occurred on this food journey. Diet. I've been on a diet since 14. Trying to stay thin, trying to lose weight, trying to get thinner. Then the dancing career, that's a whole different lifestyle and a whole different way of eating. And then, the back injury, which, and let's not forget the nursing, of like when you eat once a day and you pal in whatever you can get in. To, the back injury and the ballooning and the RA diagnosis and the diabetes and the low carb, no carb, American Diabetes Association diet with rice and everything else and more food than I am ever able to fucking eat in one setting, no matter how big I was. To the psychic lifestyle of what's quick, what's now, and how can we get it done?
Yeah.
Oh. And then November 15th, not last year, was it last year? Or are we 2 years into this? I think we're 2 years.
No, we're a year in.
We're a year in. My body said, that's it. I ain't taking any more of this. And this is me working out 7 days a week, an hour and a half a day, hiking for in the summer, hiking 2-3 times a month for 3 to 4 hours, and just not moving the scales, just getting sicker.
Yeah, we seem to like every fall go through some kind of come apart.
Right.
And then
Yeah. So started out being gluten intolerant. We're not sure what's wrong. To, okay, gluten intolerant, meaning you can have an amount of gluten. You just can't have a lot of gluten. To, oh no, like,
there is no safe and appropriate level.
There is no safe and appropriate level at all. And, now I've developed what is it?
Looking like a lactose intolerance.
Lactose intolerance, which is very common when you go into a gluten allergy. Is that once you get the main offender in there, then you begin working out and finding the other offenders.
Yeah. Well, and then how much of this is, because I know you've had particular issues in like some of the gluten-free circles.
Yeah.
Because there's one person who's like, I've started jokingly calling her the Barefoot Contessa of like gluten-free, because like to hear her lifestyle that she has chosen, It's like, well, I had to abandon, city life and move to the country and raise my own animals and grass feed them. And, I self slaughter and so she comes in with this advice and it's like, oh, well, I also would like to be Anna Nicole Smith and like have a dead rich husband, that left me everything. Or some other magical circumstance occur.
Right. But let's kind of talk about her for a moment.
Yeah.
And the reason I want to talk about her is this is part of that cycle.
Mm-hmm.
She is celiac disease, and she has accumulated at least 3 or 4 other food sensitivities. And what I mean by that is she has, like, poor thing.
Yeah.
But instead of going, okay, let's play. Does this work? Does that work? She said she apparently had the ability and the finances to go, okay, fine.
I'm Green Acring it out of this problem.
She left the Midwest. She didn't leave the Midwest. She left a city in the Midwest. This is what I can figure out from her comments. And if you are the barefoot Contessa Karen of gluten-free world, this space ain't for you.
And we're not trying to be mean. It's just please understand the way you sound.
Yeah.
Like that's everyone's goal at this point is could you please hear your own voice through the ears of someone who lives in a major city or doesn't, does not have the resources you apparently have, and is just trying to flip and survive to the next paycheck while also eating.
Right.
Like try to process it with that hearing ability.
Right. Because she will go in to every post, every apparent YouTube video. I was looking up something to see if I could modify it and there's a YouTube
And
video.
I jokingly said, I wonder.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they're in the comments.
Boom, 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 boom. And it's like, please. Like this poor video, it had like 23 likes. I mean, because I'm sorry, the gluten-free community, there's a lot of us. Apparently 90% of North America is gluten intolerant to some level and degree. But she comes in every time and she apparently raises her own food in a controlled soil raised bed environment, raises her own animals that is not fed any form of gluten. I just realized what this woman's like. I think it's the vegan teacher.
Oh. I don't think I've seen that one.
Well, you probably wouldn't have seen her. She was a TikTok personality that was basically the food Nazi.
So basically. But no, it gets into this, like, I appreciate that these are lifestyle choices you can make. Stop trashing everyone else.
Right.
Like your advice, while amazing, is not really all that practical in most circumstances.
Right.
Like, how do you think that works out for someone making, minimum wage?
Paying the gluten tax.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, how do you think that works out? Like, they live in a food desert. They make minimum wage. Like, they're it's not even their problem. It's like a kid's problem. And they're expected to meet, all these demands and needs and all of this on minimum wage. And your advice to them is basically, well, just take your second husband's money.
Well, no,
and go buy a farm and, start raising your own animals and then don't feed them anything gluten. It's not that hard to pluck a chicken.
Right. Or comments like, well, just grind your own flour and make your own flour bread. Here's a video that'll tell you how to do that. Well, that's cute, but we don't have Millers. You know, like, and yes, there are people who have the ability to raise their garden and put up their canned food and control their soil and all this other stuff. And there are people that have the ability to grind their own flours. But this isn't everyone. I don't have 9 hours in a day to make a meal for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of privilege that goes with that.
And anything that comes out that's prepackaged, pre-made by reputable companies like Amy's or Be Live or what is that other one that I just go gaga over? Great values come out with some stuff.
Yep.
But they don't have that ability to literally learn to make it
point
yourself.
A to point B for a 10-year-old.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry that foie gras is not on the menu of a 10-year-old.
Right. And, the 10-year-old, and I'll remember this post, and it literally, I'm like, oh my God. And this is one of those early, okay, what can I eat? How can I make this work? And there was a post from a mother that had a child on a sports team, and the sports team was going to stop at Burger King.
Yeah. Well, it was, I think part of the trip was it was an overnight or something, and they were going to be eating out, and she's just trying to get to the point of what is the most normal experience I can give my child on this trip, so they can eat with their friends and not like have to unpack mommy's bag of special safe food and just be. Like, just be the 12-year-old, just be the 14-year-old, just be the kid. With everyone else, and not the bubble child. That, they could die.
Which, with that, the child was gluten intolerant, not celiac. And the mother was going on the trip as a chaperone because, of course, if you are at this level of supporting your child, you're going to be supporting all the other children. And there were multiple posts about, okay, when you go to order his food, tell him there's celiac, tell him that there's a gluten allergy, make sure to have the ID card that tells them what you cannot have, order a Whopper with no cheese as a salad. Don't get the fries, get the drink. Like somebody actually sat there and like, these are the restaurants we're going to be at. How can I make this work? And they broke it down for her. And then the gluten-free barefoot contestant comes in there and just swamps this one.
Well, there's still a chance of cross-contamination, and
and who knows where those beef patties have been, blah blah blah. You're such a bad mother for not packing these meals. I wouldn't let him go. And just tore into this poor mother.
And it's like,
the moderator shut her down.
Fair enough, because it's like, one, that wasn't even the point of the post. Like, it has been enough of a suffering journey for a grown adult to figure all this out. To be reliant on an entire other grown adult as a child, who's having to like figure it out, and with complexity, because God knows we screw it up enough, and have 2 weeks is a solid, like, he hasn't glutened himself in 2 weeks. This is a victory. Like, it is no small feat to have that occur. But to then be on the grown adult having to realize that every time you screw this up, that child's going to suffer. You're taking things away from them. You're taking away, recess. You're taking away, good test scores, good grades, a good night's sleep. You're yanking something away from this child. Every time you F this up, has got to be torture.
So, one, those that have fruit allergies or intolerances, it gets hard. And you finally get to the point that it's like, okay, we got to get serious. And we figure things out as we go. The other part is, don't go tearing down people that haven't done this ever. And you are like 30 years in.
Oh, yeah. And you have all the resources, apparently,
Right.
that you need to go make this as easy on yourself as humanly possible.
Mm-hmm.
Versus someone who's like, it's not even my personal problem.
No.
Like, I'm not just doing this to myself.
Right.
You know, if I screw up, well, then I have to, swallow that literally and figuratively and deal with the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I screw up, it affects a whole other human being who's a small child.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to feel guilty as hell because I'm supposed to be preventing this.
Right.
But I just screwed it up.
Right. Or, and it may not even be your screw up. It could be here's an example.
Someone doesn't change their gloves. Someone doesn't care that you're gluten sensitive, so they do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Right. Or they don't understand what gluten sensitive is. They don't get, they file it under low sodium, low carb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a dietary preference.
Yes.
And it's like, it's not a dietary preference to avoid like massive stomach upset, major inflammation, joint pain, explosive diarrhea. Like,
and
it's not pretty when this goes bad.
Right.
So yeah, no. And then to do that again, trying to take the position of the mother, I would be heartbroken. To know that it's not my mistake. It's not my consequences. I'm doing this to another little person who relies and I'm supposed to take care of. Like, the heartbreak every time it happens has got to be like, just put me in bed for a week.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm so sorry.
Right. It's insane. It's insane that, like, and I see this in the food community, I see this in the psychic community, I see this in the life coaching community, and it's ridiculous of tear down. All right, so let's hop over. Let's take a look at our week ahead. What's our first week, Joe?
All right, so that's going to be the week of the 2nd.
All right, so the week of December 2nd. Let's see what our week's going to look like. All right, so we're going to be looking at everything we've grown. Something's returning to our life, and we're going to be laying down things that are no longer serving us. Very cool. All right, next one.
Week of the 9th.
Week of the 9th. Money rolls in. Hello, Mr. Shiny and Spooky. We need to lose our logic to be working out our problems, and it'll be a time of celebration. Interesting.
Oh, very cool. So the week of the 16th?
Week of the 16th is, we have a lot of opportunities coming our way. With those opportunities, we need to lead with our own ideas and have some fun.
All right. So week of the 23rd?
Week of the 23rd, we have new beginnings, being the Fool. Interestingly, we have the High Priestess, so some secrets come out. With those secrets, we have to watch ourselves. There's a lot of beating ourselves up during that week that we don't need to be doing.
All right. And last but not least, the week of the 30th.
All right. So the week of the 30th, we'll be balancing out our monies, making intelligent decisions. Remember, Queen of Swords, she's off with her heads. So don't be dealing in drama. Just cut it off at the pass. Ooh, interesting. And we have the Death card. Something ends. Something walks away.
Ooh. That's a New Year's.
Yeah, that's a great New Year's.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You got all those down?
I will have to go back and get them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I will stack them for you.
Okay. I was just going to get them from the video.
Oh, that could take you a little bit, honey. Let's make it easy.
Okay.
All right. So I'm currently running 3 classes. 2 of them you can buy access to. If you're in the Patreon, you already get access to one. If you're in the Inner Circle, give you access to the other.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First up, let's take a look at the Patreon one. Make sure this is a public page. Don't want to be giving you a link that leads you nowhere. Yes, it is. Awesome. All right, so the first one is called Reset Your Life. And that is being ran, not Reset Your Life, it is Take Back Control. Sorry. Like I said, I'm running 3 different courses. This one is over on our Patreon. This is over, you can become a barista and take it, or you can go in and buy just the class.
Oh, very cool.
All right. The other one is over on our Inner Circle. And this is 24 days of Wicca and spirituality. And it is designed to help you build your practice and take control of your practice and refine the witch within. Again, you can join the Inner Circle to take the class, or you can just buy the class.
Very cool.
And I'm thinking about doing another one of these. I have another course I'm designing, and it's called Reboot Your Relationship. And this will be designed both for people in relationships and people out of relationships, so that you can build and reboot your relationship because if you're in long-term relationships, or you're in relationships, or you're out of relationships, there's a lot of change and emotional changes and things that you don't think about, and that course will be, but that's not coming till February.
Awesome. Well, we'll look forward to that in February.
All right. So let's take a moment and thank our Patreons. There we go.
All right. So, of course, we want to thank Beverly Walker, Mika G, Brenda, Joan Owen, Shannon C, Shannon D, Lady Gwendolyn, Caitlin Bell, Devin, Bella, and Maria Meyer. If you'd like to learn more about us, the show, or how you too can become a Patreon sponsor and receive all the wonderful benefits our baristas receive, please visit us at PCSPnetwork.com.
Yes. All right, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this month ahead. Also, this review of our year as we move in. We will still be doing this once a month. We will come in. We will plan my month. You will see the things that I'm doing as much as I can share. But again, it's only once a month. Hopefully, this is giving you information on how to plan your life. All right, guys. We will see you later. Bye.
Bye.